Hey guys, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman, and it's time for your daily dose of some fragrance content. And today I'll be talking about some of my signature scents fragrances that I've worn quite a lot over the past few years, and I'm also going to show you some of their great cheaper alternatives. I'm going to start with something that feels very classy, that feels a little bit old school, but in a good, in fact, in my opinion, in even a great way. A fragrance that has been very popular ever since it was released. It comes from the brand of Giorgio Armani and it's called Acqua di Giò Profumo. And I really like this fragrance a lot. This is my most favorite fragrance from that very same line, the Acqua di Giò line. Now, unfortunately, this fragrance has been discontinued, and although there is a successor to this one, which smells a lot like Profumo, I really like this one more, and this is again my most favorite fragrance from the Acqua di Giò line. Probably it's very masculine, very easy to wear, very versatile fragrance that feels a little bit darker and a little bit more formal than the original Acqua di Giò. Probably if you look up the word masculinity in a dictionary, there's going to be a picture of this fragrance. Very nice, very popular men's masculine fragrance. It's fresh, it's aquatic, there's a bit of incense thrown in for good measure, which makes it a little bit darker, a little bit more formal. There's a bit of sweetness in here as well, some greenness, all around a great fragrance. Now the alternative that I'm going to show you is probably the best one that I have in my collection personally from my experience. It comes from the brand of Rayhaan Prestige and it's called Rayhaan Luxury Edition. And this one smells a lot like Acqua di Giò Profumo, with a few minor differences. To my nose, Rayhaan Luxury feels a little bit more spicy, a little bit greener than Acqua di Giò Profumo. It lacks a bit of the incense vibe that I get out of Profumo, but in the air smells very similar. Offers fantastic quality, fantastic performance for this scent profile, very good projection. It's a little bit more expensive, but keep in mind that you're getting a 180 milliliter bottle size. The next one that I've included in today's video is again feels a little bit fresh, feels very masculine and very versatile. And it comes from the brand of Nishane and it's called Hacivat. And this is a fragrance that in a way smells similar also to Creed Aventus, another very popular men's fragrance, niche fragrance. But to be honest, I've always liked Hacivat a little bit more than Creed Aventus. It's citrusy, it's fruity in the opening, there's again some incense, there's an oak moss note in this fragrance. It has very high quality, lasts for a very long time, projects really nicely. All around it's a great fragrance, and although Hacivat is not overly expensive when it comes to niche fragrances, it's still more on the expensive side, of course. So I'm going to show you a very beastly clone or alternative of Hacivat. It comes from the brand of Rasasi and it's called House Black. And this fragrance, as I said, is an absolute beast. Both when it comes to performance and both when it comes to projection. And also at the same time smells very similar to the original fragrance. I can't find much differences between the two of them. Of course, the Hacivat has a better quality, which is to be expected. But other than that, this gets a very similar to the original one, scent-wise, and also offers a great performance. In fact, in my opinion and in my experience, House Black may be even slightly better projecting than Hacivat itself. Total longevity, at least on my skin, has been roughly around about the same between the two fragrances, but I think House Black is slightly better projecting. It comes in a 100 milliliter bottle size and costs around about the half of the price of the original fragrance, and that one is in a 50 milliliter bottle size. Okay, enough with the versatile, fresh type of scents. Now let's talk about some fragrances that are darker, sweeter, that are more orientated towards the colder months of the year. The first such fragrance that I really like a lot, and it's one of my signature scents, comes from the brand of Parfums de Marley's, and it's called Layton, of course, the also famous original Layton. And I really like Layton a lot. It's always been, for me, has smelled very festive. It's a fragrance that whenever I smell, I associate with, let's say, something like the Christmas holidays. It just smells of the holidays. I really like this one a lot. It's a good fragrance. Over the years has been a very popular seller for Parfums de Marly, and it offers really nice quality, good performance, in fact great performance and all that, but it's a little bit more expensive. So let me show you a great clone of Layton, something that I enjoy wearing also quite a lot. It comes from the brand of Orientica and it's called Royal Blue. Now keep in mind Orientica have one more great clone of Layton, which is called Exclusive Oud Blue. But I think I like Royal Blue a little bit better than Exclusive Oud Blue. This one smells a lot like Layton. You'll get pretty much the same notes as with the Layton. Maybe it feels a hint sweeter in the opening than Layton, slightly less green. But other than that, smelling very, very close to Layton. Absolutely fantastic quality. Pretty much everything that I've tried from the brand of Orientica has been super high quality. Orientica, I think, is a sister brand or a sub-brand of Homme. They're a little bit more expensive, although sometimes they can be found on a sale at a very good price. Like I did with this one, at the price point that I got this one, this costs around about a third of the price of a 75 ml bottle of Layton, and this comes in an 80 ml bottle size. Performance and projection wise, it's pretty similar to Layton as well. Next, let's go with a great release from the brand of Jean-Paul Gaultier, which was for me personally the best release of 2023 when it comes to the designer realm. It's called Male Elixir and it's a great fragrance. I'm a huge fan of the Male line, and this is probably, along with Male Le Parfum, those are my two most favorite scents from that line. It's an interesting sort of a twist on the Male DNA, which adds a lot of tobacco, adds a lot of honey sweetness, maybe a bit of earthiness. It's a darker, sweeter, more modern take on the Male scent profile. Smells absolutely fantastic. It's a crowd pleaser, it's a compliment getter, it's a beast when it comes to performance, and all around it's an absolutely great release from Jean-Paul Gaultier. And over the past about 1 year, it's become a very popular target for the cologne brands out there. And the latest and probably so far the greatest cologne of Male Elixir that I've found comes from the brand of Armaf, and it's called Club de Nuit Lionheart. And Armaf have almost completely nailed the scent profile of Male Elixir. It carries very same vibes as Male Elixir, maybe even slightly darker, ever slightly more spicy than Male Elixir, but other than that, super close scent-wise. Fantastic quality, super long lasting, not exactly the same beast as Male Elixir, but still will get you very close, even performance wise as well, and costs around about half the price of a 75 ml bottle of Male Elixir. The next one is again another very popular fragrance right now. It's a niche fragrance that I would argue smells designer, but still it's a great scent on its own. It comes again from the brand of Parfums de Marly, and it's called Altair, and it's a fragrance that smells again a lot like Christmas. It smells a lot like the holidays. It's a fragrance that's centered around the note of vanilla. You have some additional notes like the cinnamon note, like an orange blossom note, but the most important note in this fragrance is the vanilla note. It has a very good quality, performance is very good. It's a compliment getting fragrance, but again it's a little bit more expensive, of course, because it comes from the brand of Parfums de Marly. And because it's a little bit more on the simplistic side, I would say that if you can get a good clone of Altair, you're better off instead of spending the money on an actual bottle of Altair. And one of those very good clones of Altair is called Liquid Brune. This is probably the most famous clone of Altair right now. And again, just like for example Lionheart, this almost completely nails the scent profile of Altair. You're getting the very same notes. In fact, this may feel a little bit stronger in the opening because it has a slightly stronger cinnamon note compared to the original fragrance to my nose, and projects a little bit better than Altair itself. Total longevity is equal between them, and the good thing about Liquid Brune is that now, after some of the hype has died down, this can be easily found for quite an affordable price, and I think it's a great alternative for something like Altair. And to finish off this video, I'm going to go with what's my probably all-time most favorite scent profile, and it belongs to the Dior Homme line. In this case, I'm showing you Dior Homme Intense, but I could have easily gone with Dior Homme Original or Dior Homme Parfum. For this video today, I've went with Dior Homme Intense, and this smells absolutely fantastic. This smells niche to my nose, in my opinion. It's lipsticky, powdery iris mixed in with some woods, mixed in with some pure sweetness, mixed in with some musks, maybe a hint of a cacao as well. This smells absolutely divine, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the way that things are going right now, it seems that the Dior are keen on destroying this original scent profile. There is a new Dior Homme Parfum version which smells nothing like the older Dior Homme Parfum formulations. I hope that they at least don't touch Dior Homme Original and Dior Homme Intense. But enough about that. A great alternative for Dior Homme Intense is going to be Cayenne Classic from Alwatania. Alwatania have done a fantastic job. They've nailed the scent profile really nicely with Cayenne Classic. Maybe it smells a hint less powdery than Dior Homme Intense. Maybe it smells a little bit more chocolatey than Dior Homme Intense. But in the air, it's almost identical. Has superb quality. Performance-wise, gets pretty close to the original fragrance and only costs a fraction of the price. It's a very dressed up scent, just like the original, and I absolutely love it. So guys, in today's video I talked about 6 of my signature scents and I showed you some of their great alternatives, cheaper alternatives. I hope that you found this video interesting to watch. If you did, give it a like. And I also hope that you're going to join me tomorrow for your daily dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.